Hey, welcome to another Tuesday night edition of UTG Market Scan with your friends Tex and Ads. Pleasure to be here once again. Very good time to be on the trades right now. Looks like we've got a nice little BTC breakout that we can see here on the screen at the moment. But we're going to announce this straight off the bat. We get asked almost every single day, and you've probably seen this time and time again where we've spoken about our best indicator ever, Steamroller. Well, we've never really publicly given anything away in terms of Steamroller. We've added it as an addition to our sort of our premium group, which we've now obviously removed and made everything public and free in terms of our premium content and our calls, and not our calls, but our TA that we share on a daily basis. And we're looking now for beta testers for Steamroller. It's the first time we've ever publicly asked for beta testers. We've been testing this a lot behind the scenes, as have our premium guys, and a couple of people that we've asked to give feedback. We've gone through the first round of feedback, and now we're looking for additional people to come and road test a couple of the indicators that we've created to give us your feedback on what you think. I'll give you an example. If we go to FBTC on the daily ads, this is a coin that we've traded quite a fair bit. These are some of I guess I wouldn't say like the results, but some of what we've been able to create, with the help of some people, but also a lot of road testing ourselves. And yeah, we want your help. We want to give you this free for an entire month, starting on the 1st of next month. So we're going to give people a week to get in here. We're going to cap it to probably 20 people max, because it just becomes too noisy and too messy. And we really want a solid group of people who are actively trading, who want a kick-ass indicator, to help us make it even more kick-ass so then we can continue sharing it with you. So if you want to do that, you've got to go to a page in our Discord that we've just created now called Steamroller Beta Testers. If you are watching this not as a part of our Discord already, unitytradinggroup.com, come into the Discord, and there will be a Google Doc under the Steamroller Beta Testers. It is a first in, first serve. The second that we have the 20 people, we are chopping it off. We are not doing this again. This is the last group of beta testers. Now, this comes down to people who do not already have access to Steamroller. For the people that do have access from the first group that we've shared this with, obviously we take in your feedback into consideration and have made some changes based on that. The feedback has been phenomenal. It is now, if I had to choose one indicator of anything that's ever been created, besides Ichimoku, of course, Steamroller would be it.
100%.
Yeah, and it works across Forex, it works across cryptocurrency, exotics, metals, anything, you name it. This is an all-market indicator. And, not to pull our leg, but we are very, very proud of what's being created here, and the results speak for themselves. Look at it. We've got our oversold, our overbought conditions, our, not signals, but our alerts that, hey, something's going on here. We will be releasing a video tonight that you can watch on how this works, and we'll have this beta group in there so we can connect with you and show you more on how this works and share this information for you. So unitytradinggroup.com, come into the Discord, jump into the Steamroller Beta Testers channel, and then ping us when you've filled that out. And first in, first served, never doing this again. So we were hesitant to release this, but we feel it's time. And we've got a couple of other indicators that we might share in the future and ask for beta testers, but Steamroller is it right now. All right, let's get on with it. You will enjoy the fuck out of this indicator. And I don't, excuse my French, but damn, this indicator is so good and we cannot wait for feedback. All right, Let's get into it. Ads, BTC, breaking out. We're having a little move.
BTC.
Having a little move at the moment. We will look at BTC, we will look at FX, and then we will look at alts tonight as well. Just a few alts.
I apologize about my webcam having a couple of technical difficulties, so you guys can see Ty, you can't see me, unfortunately, tonight. But that's all right, you can stare at Ty's beautiful face.
Unlucky.
Unlucky? Okay.
Unlucky for them.
Unlucky for them. I agree. So we've been teetering around this downtrend level for quite a while now on the daily. You could probably see it a little bit better. There we go. So it has been in effect, from, I would say, around the 22nd of June when we got that second touch on that level there. But if I zoom in on the 4 hour and just have a look and see some of the market structure that we've made so far, we have created a couple of levels of supplies and demands on the way. But right now I've been looking at this level here, which is at 9050 level, which we did bounce off twice on the 16th of July, so only a number of days ago now. And from there, Ty, we were really talking about on last Thursday's call, last Thursday's live stream, that we'd be looking towards this downtrend level and this 38 Fibonacci level for some form of respected TA or a retest of that downtrend, and that's what we ended up getting. But just today we have been walking along it and been trying to move past it, and it just so happened to occur about nearly 4 hours ago now. So look, we're at the 50 right now, and I'm very cautious in terms of what we're going to say is going to happen next, because we have been rejected on this level quite a number of times already. The volume is still quite low, so could this be a fake out, Ty? Look, it might. It very may well be a breakout until we at least retest this 6-1 or that 9450 mark and make a higher high in the short term. And then we can probably shoot for that 78.6, but I'm not getting too far ahead of ourselves at the moment.
Yeah, totally. And it's easy to get caught up in the sort of mini euphoria that we feel when BTC finally has a move to the upside. We did get an indicator here from Steamroller back on demand. Perfect. Funnily enough, we're talking about Steamroller, but Steamroller had this beautiful entry sort of signal, or this oversold condition and we have moved up from there again. And I'm happy to trade the range, and I'm happy when BTC settles even more, because alts have then had their time to sort of continue moving in the direction that they want to go. I'm still looking really for a move above and beyond sort of 9427. I've got as high as 9493 as a level that I'm looking at, which was this these wicks to the left just here, which is this sort of local high for this region. And we did talk about this last week, where we sort of spoke about this kind of thing happening as rough as what it was, thinking that we might have a little bit of a falling wedge and a breakout, a retest to the upside, and then a retest of this downtrend line, which we sort of got. And it is refreshing to see BTC breaking out like this. But again, as I sort of said, 9.5 is probably going to be the top for me. We might get we've seen this a little bit before. Like here's an example where we get these moves. It could be a sustained and a continued move, but until we do get that break and close above 9.5, and that's pretty much where our Ichimoku is sitting on the 1 day anyway, I'm not going to get too excited. I've seen a few guys talk about big moves, and one of our and this is not to throw any confusion in the mix, but someone who I respect a lot, BTC Jack, Bitcoin Jack, who's been on the Trade Hacker podcast, he said he recently set a buy up to from this level, or from like 9.2, I think it was, up to almost 10K. He feels that this move is warranted, and that we're going to have bigger upside moves. Keeping in mind, he's not a scalper. He's a long-term sort of swing trader / investor. So he's got his motives for why he believes it might come, and he didn't really give like specific dates. But again, a lot of people talking about these big BTC moves in the next 3 to 4 days or whatever it was. And that sort of aligns with the time frame that they're talking about now. But again, I think a lot of people are going to be jumping on this maybe a little bit early, anticipating big moves. We can already sort of see weakness on this 4-hour candle. Look to this one here. Yes, it was a beautiful 4-hour candle, this one here. We had a little bit of a sell-off. We've got this doji right here, right on that 50. So already it's showing a little bit of indecision as to which way it wants to go. We've got 2 hours and 10 minutes until the next 4-hour close. If we can get a break above this 50 at 9.352, then I would anticipate that we could head back up potentially towards this 9.45, potentially 9.5. We might get like a little mini blow off top, and then a move back down towards where we are now, and sort of settle a little bit. But listen to Steamroller, which I should have done. I'm still, admittedly, still quite heavy in cash. I've been playing the alts very aggressively the last few weeks, and I'm almost numb now to these BTC moves, to be honest with you. Like after getting 60%, 53%, 20%, 15%, 10% in like a matter of minutes on some of these alts, this is nothing to me. This is just noise now. So I'm happy to sort of sit back on the sidelines, let this play out, and just sit in my spot position from 8950 that I had ages ago. I sold out at 92 originally, and I've just had little buys fill along the way. So yeah, not too concerned by this. FUSD ads.
FUSD coming at ya. Oops. Alrighty. FUSD following very, very similar trends there, Ty, and I haven't moved my fibs as of yet. Still locked on that level. And hang on a sec. Where was it? Here. Bear with me while I move it across. So the fibs, if you're wondering, were actually from here to here. And I didn't move them because they've been respected pretty much the entire way, and are continuing to be respected. So I've just left them in place, just if you're wondering there. But in the same sort of boat, Ty, where we had that green oversold signal on Steamroller, giving us that indication when we were at the negative 27 fib extension there on FUSD, and now moving out and moving up towards that 50, exactly the same scenario as BTC, where we are teetering with that 50 fib level, and if we do decide to break above and close, then we could possibly test that 78.6 or that 6-1 level, so 245 and 247, and we've got that major level of supply up the top at 248. So really pending some market structure. This structure on the left hand side here on ETH, which is about 245, 246 mark, is where I would be most interested to see if we do come up and retest that sort of level here. But nothing out of the ordinary in terms of movements. We do have that trend line as ties drawn in and broken straight out of that.
Could see something like that potentially. This a potential retest of this downtrend line or near thereabouts. I'd maybe expect a retest of that 240 zone potentially if we fall back down, which would sort of align with this sort of level here. Before maybe a continuation up. But again, you can see Steamroller starting to give us that we're leading towards overbought conditions. Our RSI is starting, RSI and CCI have a little bit of room to move, but even if we look here on our CCI now, we've got some divergence there already playing out. So one to watch. This 4-hour candle, again, very similar to BTC, is starting to show a little bit of weakness with this doji here, or this sort of spinning top. We've still got a couple of hours until this 4-hour closes, so let's not make any rash decisions on what we think is going to happen just as of yet. Let's just wait for the trade to play out and play it as we see it. Yet again, Steamroller giving beautiful conditions here, giving us some indication that, hey, it was time to pay attention. And sure enough, Steamroller was bang on yet again. So we should have just listened to Steamroller. But we've also got up here, ads, we've also got another one of our indicators that we've road tested pretty heavily called Unicon. And that gives us our nice little, I don't know if have you got Unicon on there, man?
I did bring it up before the stream, obviously not. I'll do that.
So Unicon is another one of our indicators, one of our very first indicators that we had on there. And what we really like about that is it has these sort of like Murray's channels. It also has these major pivot point channels, or these trade channels as well. And then also has our EMA cross signal. And that's kind of what I wanted to highlight. If you just go to there, brother, and bang on, no, not super. Oh, yeah, you can put on super trending because I'm also just there.
There you go, the crosses. I'll get rid of the EMA, just the crosses there.
Oh, the preparation.
There we go. Oh, there it goes, and it's back on. But you could probably see the cross signals happening before your eyes there on the chart.
Yeah, we'll highlight a little bit more about that. Ads will get that fixed up on his screen, and I'll show you some examples when we're trading some alts. But what happened is that we had this entry signal and our EMA cross. We went above the EMA and we retested the EMA, like a little the little cradle that Cobb talks about quite nicely before we continued up. So it'd be interesting to see if we see this sort of move, perhaps maybe. Or indeed we could see this like a little wave formation play out. And again, that's why I'm not looking too hard at the moment. I'm just waiting to see what it presents.
Nice, mate.
Cool, guys. All right, let's have a look at XRP USD.
I think that's going to be probably in the same boat. Yeah, it's sort of, but not really in the same boat. This is a daily move or daily chart that I had. XRP not doing a lot, to be honest. Not having the same fate as the other two. A little bit less volume. A lot of that USD volume went into ETH and BTC, if you like. But honestly, in the same sort of position we were in on Thursday night with XRP, we were forming, just that downwards trend again. Obviously just a smaller version of the one that we were in previously, but it's a bit hard to instill a lot of confidence in XRP right now because we've had BTC have a breakout, we've had XRP we've had ETH have a breakout, and XRP has done nothing. So the volume, that steady volume that we were seeing towards the start of the year and right up to June is slowly starting to dwindle away, and it's still doing that. So not much to say about XRP, bro. But the only thing I can say is that we're in a descending channel right now. We have not made any form of new market structure to the left, so it's honestly anyone's guess. I believe we could see more downwards momentum for XRP, unless we can break out of this downwards, small downwards, or flagging sort of structure there. That's really
it. I'm not even going to comment because I hate trading XRP. So whatever you say, bro, I will go with that. I fucking hate it. Cool.
All right.
Let's have a look at. I think it's probably important that we have a look at a couple of other things like BTC Dominance at the moment as well, and then maybe let's have a look at longs versus shorts.
So BTC Dominance, this was a chart that I had drawn in for a little while now. I was really interested in that 6-1. Admittedly, I haven't looked at it until now, not recently. But if we have smashed through that level of demand there. So I will update the demand, and there we go. So we are looking at this pivot point here. I was looking at this pause in the market here, which gave us a little bit of support there, but nothing too drastic. So the major pivot is there. So that's where our demand should be. And as you can see, we have wicked down and touched that once, and we have nearly done it twice. But it looks like it's still edging towards that direction. We do have Steamroller in the oversold condition now. So look, honestly, Ty, the BTC Dominance chart looks like it does need to start moving in the upwards direction, and start reclaiming some of that market cap.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll put our fibs on there to give us an up-to-date Fibonacci retrace. And if we do start to move and respect this level of demand even further, hopefully we'll see the 38, the 50, and also the 61 on that market cap, that dominance chart.
Yeah, and Steamroller giving us a nice this oversold condition again here too. It'd be really nice to see Bitcoin break that 64.15 billion mark and close above that. That would be healthy. We can see we've retested that 23 fib a number of times and been rejected off it. Yeah. This current candle not looking great, but with this push that we're seeing at the moment, that can maybe see the injection that we need to help it close and break above that for the first time in a little while since April.
Absolutely, and hopefully we start to see some form of uptrend forming with BTC Dominance, but that remains to be seen. We'll need to see if this current move on BTC is a breakout or if it's a genuine move.
Yeah.
Sorry, a fake out, excuse me. Yeah.
All right, let's get into some Forex ads. Yet again, anything that we share in Forex is purely just educational material. It's just out of interest. We are not giving targets, signals, anything like that. Never should be considered financial advice.
Absolutely correct. So with the DXY, I've been following this very, very closely over the past couple of live streams and within the Discord also. So if I just zoom back a little bit, we can see from which I drew this level of demand. This was from the 10th of March this year. So if we fast forward back to where we are now, we have respected it once, and we did push off it a few times afterwards, and now we are slowly consuming it. And I would think that honestly, with the state of where the US is situated with the current economic crisis, this more than likely will continue down and break our level of demand, more than likely, in my opinion, and then cause some of the other coins or some of the other major Forex pairs to continue their run to the upside, gold, euro, and AUD included. It's a little bit tricky to see where it's going to end, because honestly, if I had to draw in another zone of interest, it would be this green candle just below the current price, and we can probably make that a little bit larger to give us a better zone, which would be around that 95.15 or 95 level of on the side here on the right hand side, 95 points. But it remains to be seen. Tonight we'll probably tell that tale when we get towards that New York session opening and that London session closing. That overlap will probably give us the volume injection that the DXY needs to honestly make a decision in terms of if we're going to bounce from here or we're going to just continue this trend towards that 95 point level on the DXY. With the other pairs that are paired against this, you could probably see that I'm betting against this horse. I'm betting the DXY will continue down, but I've got a level of supply drawn up there on Euro at around the 14804 level, and that has been drawn in on my chart for a little while now, and it does extend very far back to around January last year. So a long-standing supply that's been tested and rejected again earlier this year in March. So I'm looking for that level to be tested again, and if we're going to hold or not there, and more than likely that level is very, very solid, because we did have quite a strong reaction coming off this zone here earlier this year, and that caused that quite significant move down on Euro. So looking at that one. Moving on to gold, however. So gold, I always chart on a daily time frame, and this supply is drawn on the daily, and we are consuming this quite aggressively now at this 1825 level for gold. And we have been in this uptrend for quite some time now, and since that buy up on the 20th of March this year, it's had a significant recovery and continued this trend towards the upside. So this was just a very brief fall, only a couple of weeks until we basically did 100% retrace and continued that trend upwards. So gold's really painting that picture of what the global economy is doing at the moment, because obviously gold's being that safe haven. It is paired against the USD. USD is the global reserve currency, so you have to pair these two charts together in terms of the DXY and gold with all the majors and some of the commodities and precious metals and stuff like that. So yes, gold is painting that picture. It will more than likely continue upwards towards that 1840 level before making some sort of decision on which direction it's going to take. Obviously, Steamroller is around that overbought level. It is shouting that it needs a reversal. We are seeing some form of divergence forming, not formed yet, just forming on the CCI, and RSI is teetering around that 70 level with twice it has tested that 70 level as well. So look, I'm waiting for some more volume to enter the market tonight, and we can see what we're going to do with gold and a lot of these major pairs. But next one that we'll look at it's on the other list. It is the All Ords. So the All Ords is going to be retesting this, looking like it's going to be retesting this level at 39.50. We did have a little bit of a front run when we did try and test it again on the 10th of June. So for those who don't know what the All Ordinaries is, it's the top 500 Australian stocks, all smashed together in one index. So you can see the top 500 performing stocks. And I had this level of supply drawn in for quite a while now, and I will nip it up a little bit to give us a better zone. It's looking towards that 6,400 point mark on this index if we're going to make or break for the All Ords. And I think, honestly, looking what Australia is doing, the state of our economy, the unemployment rate, the list goes on. Maybe a double top would be something I'd be looking for at 63.20. But we need some more volume to come into this market from tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have an answer by Thursday night time.
Yeah, that'll be very nice. It's very uncertain and uneasy times for the Australian market at the moment. We had the announcement today about the reduction in the JobKeeper payments, and some more information for those who are working as casuals and those who are working over 20 hours a week, which might have been the catalyst for a little bit of a stimulus here, and some indication that the market is looking okay, but there's some very uncertain times ahead. So AUD and the ordinaries is something that I personally stay a little bit away from. But yeah, it's interesting times at the moment, ads.
Yeah, absolutely. AUD is not really reflecting. AUD USD, I'm more referring to, is not really reflecting what is happening in our economy, to be honest.
No, but anything AUD, I stay the hell away from.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. The AUD pairing, for those of you watching, is just honestly doing the opposite of what the DXY is doing. So as the US dollar, the US economy is starting to decline, we're seeing those returns on AUD USD. So more than likely, it's not a good or accurate representation of what's going on. Neither is the All Ords at the moment. But yeah.
Cool bananas. All right, let's do an alt scan, and then we're going to wrap this up. We just popped the beta tester form inside the Discord, and that's filling up already quite quick. We've already got 4 or 5 people that have signed up for that in about 30 seconds. So we're only taking on 20 people. So if you're watching this and you want access to that, you need to get in there right now, because it is already a quarter of the way through, and we will grant that in the next couple of days. We've also recorded a video on how to use that as well, so you won't be in the dark about how to use it. We're going to have a look now at some altcoins. To give you an idea, these are some of the altcoins that I've been trading over the last week or couple of weeks. And most of those are in the green at the moment, which is really nice to see. I'm going to cherry pick a couple of these. I do have some that we've been following for the last couple of weeks, the UTG alt updates. I'll have a look at these very quickly, but more interestingly enough, there's a couple of ones that I want to have a look in there at. I'm going to be looking mostly at the daily, because that's where I'm trading the majority of the time. Algo had a really nice break to the upside yet again, but then it followed pretty swiftly with this dump that we saw on the majority of alts in the last little bit. Steamroller obviously giving very oversold conditions there. This is really the level that I'm looking at the moment, if we can kind of hold this position. So that'd be 3675 sats. Not massively confident at the moment. But that's sort of the line in the sand for me. If you want to clean up your charts a little bit, and I have shared this on YouTube yonks ago, but if you do want to clean up your charts a little bit, and you've got coins that are a little bit sort of a liquid like this, where there's not as much capital as something you would see on, for example, XLM or XRP, even Matic, for example, you can really clean your charts up by going to the line chart. And I've shared that quite a fair bit. If you have lines that sort of don't marry up perfectly, like kind of like what we have here, I will try and find the average of the ones that line up the most, almost like just like what you do with horizontal support and resistance. You look for where you get the most respected touches, and that just really helps to clean up the mess a little bit when you're looking at altcoins like this. So we've wicked down and we've touched this position here at 3734. Will it hold? This daily showing a little bit of indecision. Steamroller and our indicators are starting to look like they're pretty overbought. Overbought rather. We bought the break here, so we've done. I exited out here at 34%, but it's since gone on to do 70.77%. So that was a good one. Adam. Looking at this now, we've had this TA drawn up for eons, again, where we bought the break here in this W formation. See the similarities in this alt, these sort of altcoins. The TA is respected, and you see the same thing over and over and over again. And that's how these alt trades are like printing money right now. So we rejected perfectly off of this level. I took a cheeky 7% on that the other day. Haven't traded it since. We rejected pretty perfectly off this overall downtrend line that we had drawn in for quite a little bit of time. Steamroller again giving us this oversold condition. I didn't realize that we had wicked down. Wow, that was like to the sat. That was respected really, really well. A nice little buy up. We've got this little channel here between what do we got? Between 4281 and 4613, looking very OMG-esque. where we had this continual little channel where we were in for ages. And I'll just show you that very quickly. Where we had this channel after it broke for ages, even though it's on a little bit of a different scale. But we could have found that similar with Atom as well. Now we might consolidate here for a little while. If we do get a break above this 4281, this is a pretty easy channel to swing for 7%, and those moves could be quite rapid. That could be sort of like intraday or day trading candles if you are playing it. If we do get a close and break above, as I said, this is the level I'm looking at. We've had higher high here, but we've also made it's almost like a double bottom here. We've not quite had like significant lower low. So on the 4 hour, this is actually looking pretty healthy for a potential move. So there could be something in that if you're looking to have a little bit of a play. This channel seems to be quite well respected, and I would be interested to look at let me just bring it up very quickly, the Binance scanner. And just very quickly, I want to just say for anybody watching, congratulations to Fergs and Zoff or Jamie for joining us today. The UTG team is growing. We've got Fergs, who's come into the Discord over the last few months, and frustratingly enough has been the #1 contributor, taking the spot away from Ads and I for the last few months. The guy is an absolute weapon, and he holds a position very close to my heart as a fellow altcoin low cap shitcoin trader. So it's been amazing to have someone else to bounce ideas off that we maybe haven't had as much before. And then Zoff, Jamie, who's come in this mod role and this mentorship role as well. And I'm looking at the channel at the moment, all the people asking questions about Steamroller, who's coming in here and he's helping out and doing an amazing job. So really excited, and bless up to you guys for coming in and being a part of that. It's an absolute privilege. So let's have a look now at this channel. What are we looking at? Atom. We're going to our Binance trading room scanner. We're looking at Atom. So a clear reduction in volume over the last couple of days. Still is sort of fitting the catalyst of what I look for a coin that could potentially continue. 813 million volume. It's crazy. I remember that being down at like the 200 million mark, what seemed like yesterday before those huge runs up that we saw. So 859 BTC at 813 million market cap. A reduction. That's sort of what concerns me now, is this continued reduction in volume over the last 7 days. But yeah, still a lot of altcoins looking quite good. This BTC run could damage a lot of that.
Absolutely, it could, man.
Many people could be getting wrecked on that one. So looking now at Ion in the similar sort of boat. I really do like the volume coming into this, though. It very, very closely meets my criteria of $50 million market cap, 500 BTC a day, and an increasing liquidity index. But this starts to concern me now. 34% reduction in volume over the last 24 hours. Steamroller being very well respected. What we need to see, and because we've seen a nice higher high here, but we've also seen a nice move directly off this 38 and this 61, is I'd be looking for a close and break probably on the next daily above this sort of triangle. But it has been respected quite well in the interim. That daily, those last two dailies really don't look very good to me at all. There's a lot of buyer exhaustion there, and the sellers are really starting to take over. So if we do have a nice close and break above that 1295 sat mark, that would maybe go away to satisfying a potential entry, and I would look no higher than 1379 for an exit at that. She's looking that's really all I've been looking at, and that's very, very rough. But you see this be respected quite a fair few times. All right, I'm going to have a look at a few other ones now on our watch. Oh, sorry, I'm going to go back to our hit coins. What's moved quite well? CODY. Fergs has been going on about CODY. Clearly, he's the one that's pumped this. Fergs, bro, you should have told me before you did this. But CODY's had a really nice little run. This is another one of those IEOs, I think, from the Launchpad project. I could be completely wrong on that, one of the Binance sort of Launchpads. This was the original entry that we had looked at here for the retest around that 50, and we've done, 70% since in the last 2 days. So it's done really quite well. I've not been trading this at all, mind you. So the 127, this looks very reminds me a lot of Link, when Link was having these spastic runs during BTC moves and pullbacks, where it was vaguely respecting what a lot of other altcoins do, and BTC has dramatic moves where they pull back quite dramatically and they will consolidate and then either run and then pull back quite heavily again when BTC makes another move. So let's have a look at what the volume is doing on this in the last day and a bit. Obviously very, very high. Wow. So, wow, that perfectly fits any sort of criteria. So 1695 BTC, $16 million market cap, 98% liquidity index, and increasing volume. My thoughts on this, maybe a light pullback and a continuation with that sort of volume coming into that. But hey, you must trade this at your own risk. This is a low market cap coin. And could see very, very volatile moves. But where I'd be looking at for potential pullbacks, as small as the levels are, is pretty much here and between here and here, where with that type of volume, that's a lot of volume coming into a very low market cap coin like that. And we saw the same with CIS as well. And QLC has finally had a move. I've got to just check. Oh, hang on. So what we'll do, and it's times like this where, as much as I love Steamroller, as much as I love all the indicators that I use, I'm not paying as much attention to it, because so Unibot will have an alert on that one for us. Could be pulling back already. Oh shoot, that's going to fire. Sorry, everyone. But we'll do, maybe because it hasn't closed as of yet. So what I'll do is I will just keep a bit of a watchful eye on that first before I tell Unibot to send any alerts, because he'll start firing off and annoying everyone very shortly. We'll wait for the next candle close and I'll monitor that for everyone. But yeah, CODY, pay attention to that. One that I've been looking at that I haven't, this one, IOTA. IOTA is now looking a little bit more healthy on the daily. I haven't looked at it since the last week. Starting to creep up. The daily volume starting to creep up a little bit. This was sort of lingering around the 130, 140 BTC mark for a few days last week. I'm interested to now see. That's what I'm looking for. And I've been in this since God knows when. I'll have to check my position. So that's what I'm looking for. I've had this chart up for quite a little bit of time. 3038 is what I'm looking for. It's starting to satisfy some of what I'm wanting to see. And we shall bang on Unimoku. Wow, great. So looking quite good here now. So we've had a break above the Kumo cloud. Our Chiku is now also broken through the cloud. And we've got this nice little MA consolidation here where we're looking to have a cross on the, if I just take that off, yeah, it looks like we're going to get a 100, 200 MA cross. So I'm going to pay a lot of attention to IOTA at the moment, looking for potential topside targets if we do break that 3038. Yes, Steamroller is pulling back a little bit there, but what I'm liking on this is the fact that we've also got a clear Kumo and Chiku breakout on the daily. On the 2 daily, rather. So for me, personally, that satisfies a lot of requirements for me. And Unicon giving us the entry all the way back here, one of our other indicators at 2126. So we should have listened to that. And also Steamroller all the way back here at 1827. So Steamroller bang on again for that one. Yeah, but honestly, 3063 is where I'm looking for. Potential rejection, likely rejection. We might come back and consolidate within this range for a little bit. And then topside targets are around 3483. That would be a longer term trade. I want to see more volume coming into IOTA, but a steady little mover, which is nice to be in. Although it doesn't necessarily apply to crypto, Ray Dalio has a really great video, which we're going to release inside one of our resource channels in the next day or two, about uncorrelated assets. And he's looking at the macro global asset sort of scale. He's not looking at cryptocurrency whatsoever, but it's really good to look at altcoins that don't react as heavily to BTC as a lot of other altcoins. Even some illiquid altcoins like CODY, for example, will not respect the majority of coins that pull back heavily when BTC has a move. So you'll come across them ultimately, but yeah, it's nice to still be able to trade altcoin positions and have confidence in them that when a lot of others are pulling back, that they'll remain stable. IOTA looking good on a number of timeframes. A little bit of weakness on the daily, but we can see that some of the better looking timeframes are starting to become more consistent now on our Binance scanner. So that's looking quite good. Unibot has just fired for CODY. Sorry about that, everyone. Let's have a look at a couple of other ones very quickly. Tomo, has been a lot of rage around Tomo. I thought 35.
Guys talking about this in the Discord.
Yeah, I thought a 35% trade was good on Tomo. I shouldn't have sold out at that one. That sucks. So we've had a big wick. Again, still looking pretty strong. The daily has closed. Let me go back to the 1 day. Yeah, we've had a big wick and a pullback from there, but a nice little buy up from this 78. And looking at where we are now here, I think if this next daily closes above this point, which is looking potentially likely here, it could continue onwards. Tomo's got there's got to be something around this at the moment why it's moving. Again, really satisfies a lot of my conditions. Over 500 BTC daily volume, just licked the 50 million market cap, increasing volume over the last 7 days, and the liquidity index, meaning this sort of how much liquidity is coming in and out of the coin, is increasing. So the higher the liquidity index, sort of the more, I guess, stable for the meantime it would be as the liquidity rises. So Tomo is one that I'm going to pay a lot of attention to. Someone's pinging me a lot of okay, thank you, anonymous friend. So someone has just sent me something saying CODY is DeFi from today. That's why. So thank you very much for sharing that. I appreciate that. I should pay a little bit more information to that. I pay a bit more attention. Troy is also excited in further building Troy's DeFi ecology. So Troy was officially listed on Uniswap protocol, marking a firm step in the developing DeFi. DeFi is really the hot thing right now, isn't it? Let's have a look at Troy. Oh, this is the level I'm looking at. This is where we want to see a close and break above here. Look at that. Unibot, for those that don't know, is a friend of ours that fires this chart. When it hits a potential level, we've got like an alert system set up where it'll ping you and say, hey, CODY or Tomo, whatever it is, hitting this level, with a link to the chart, to my chart or to Ads' chart or any chart that we put on there. And then like, hey, you need to be paying attention to this immediately. That's free inside the Discord as well. Let's have a look now. So we know that when we have limited data to look at when it comes to Ichimoku to put on the half settings for the crypto half settings. So that would have given you a brilliant signal had you have looked at that at around that 6970 mark where it broke above the Kumo. The Chiku was breaking out. We also had a bullish Kumo twist there as well. So still looking quite healthy for Tomo, I'm not going to lie. Let's have a look at Troy. Troy, that would have been on the back of the Uniswap protocols and other DeFi projects. So looking at the daily here for this, been a long time since I had looked at this. It's been a few days, obviously. So we wicked up, wicked above, retested this diagonal, and then have moved back up. And then, yeah, these are my that I've had joining for a long time, my top side targets when it comes to Troy. Why have I not been trading this? 55 sats was this first level of interest where we wicked down, we broke straight above. I would imagine a potential pullback, maybe to this sort of area if we do get it, but it's moving on impulse at the moment because of this fundamental news. 807, 9 million, lots of good volume coming into that, looking really, really nice. Wow, these DeFi projects are just kicking ass at the moment. That's what you want to be paying attention to.
Oh, that's all everyone talks about right now.
Isn't it? Yeah. That's probably looking a little bit more relevant, to be honest, right now.
Yeah, I've got a demand drawn in exactly where, in between that purple line and the white line, there's a demand sitting right there.
Yeah, those are my levels of interest. So 64 sats looking pretty likely at this point. We've got a little bit of rejection around here. So if you are in a position, yes, it's running on FOMO. You may want to consider taking some profit if you have an entry here and or looking to lay it out of your position as we approach there, where we probably likely see a pullback, maybe a retest of sort of this zone here, and then another move up if the volume continues into it. But Steamroller showing has been pretty well respected over the last little bit. And not enough information on that EMA fan. So that's interesting. Let's have a very quick look at ETH, BTC, and a couple of the majors. As I said yesterday, ETH being pretty much the easiest coin in the world to trade at the moment. These levels being respected to a T. This little channel here has been really well respected. This level, this buy up off this 25602 level, pretty expected on that. So yeah, really looking for a close. We're yet to make a high on this mark here. So it would satisfy a lot of my cravings if it were to sort of break and close above that 25996 mark on the daily. It would be a lot better to see that. We haven't really seen any sort of definitive close and breaks above. That was looking likely, like we were potentially going to get something there, but that was back in early July. So that's really the level that I'm looking at for ETH. You can see there's been a fair sell-off in the past of this region here. So not too much going on with that. It would be nice to see more breaks to the upside. I've got this 26696 mark, which is just below our 78 fib. If we can get a close and break above there, that would be my next level. We've had not a ton of structure holding that back. If we can close and break above that, ADA. Oh, it was very, very close to my level. We didn't quite get there. We had alert set there as well. It wicked directly above the alert that we had. It's 1256 Steamroller, and our indicators satisfying some nice little entries there. Let's and I dare say now, do you reckon that would maybe wick off the 50 or one of the major
50?
Oh, how did I know? Because that happens all the time. So descending structure, bounce directly off the 50. A close and break above this, I dare say we potentially would get that. This is a really this is like a bread and butter setup. So I really I'll be watching this. I'll probably enter this, to be honest with you. This is not financial or trading advice whatsoever. Steamroller, we've got some regular Stotch divergence there. A special little RSI is having a go now as well, looking likely to flip. I might just wait for this candle close, because what we might do here is go boom, boom, up, and then maybe retest like that. Maybe see a retest potentially of this diagonal. Let's just see what some of our itchies are telling us at the moment. So a little bit of cloud resistance here. Yeah, so this level here is looking like likely resistance. The 61 looking like the next likely level of resistance. So it could be a nice little short-term play, but there's a lot of things there satisfying a potential look. I'm not going to say entry because we don't like the E word, but daily looking still pretty cooked. 4 hour could present a nice little trade there. So, all right, that's enough for me before this drags on and on. That's been an hour or just over an hour as well. So keeping in mind, if you want to get access to this Steamroller indicator, you need to go into the Discord and get in there right now. Filling up very, very quick. We've already got quite a number of people that have signed up to it. So get in there and have a little bit of a trade. We'll be back on Thursday night. In the interim, we'll have a couple of YouTube videos playing out that we will share that have been recorded over the last week or so, just about how I look for altcoin trading setups like what we've shared here, and obviously the how to use Steamroller video for those guys as well. More announcements coming in the next week or week in a bit. A lot more coming up from Ads and I. I'm really, really excited to share this continued movement and growth and the incredible chats. Like we can't, like we are struggling to keep up now with the Discord, which is really, really great to see that. And the quality of the content that is coming into the FX channel. Matt, you are killing it in there, brother. Bilal, you are killing it in there. Zoff, Fergs, all the guys that are absolutely smashing this. Dory, Dara, all the guys in there at the moment sharing all this amazing content and all the trade setups that we share every single day. And it's all 100% free. You know, yes, there is absolutely there is warranty in paying for good groups, or if you find good value in that. But come on over for free. Like the amount of value and quality you are getting in this Discord is stupid. It is stupid. And we're so excited. We're so excited that we're able to share this with you 100% free. So get over unitytradinggroup.com, come into the Discord, and we'll see you in there shortly, and we'll be back on Thursday night ads.
Absolutely. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you then.
See you later, guys. Have a great night. Stay safe. Take care.